I'm starting this now. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're doing it this way. Okay. I'm going to get the links. And we're going to get this done. Okay, anyone around? Have we figured this out? Have I figured this out? Have I? Let's see. If you're joining us for the first time, excuse this complete nightmare. I've been trying for half an hour to figure out how to use an encoder for the other live thing. I've been away from the internet for too long. So I'm going to share this and hopefully it should work. Fingers crossed. I am just currently, excuse my silence, talking to the other where everyone else is collected in on YouTube, so I'm just redirecting everyone. The link is on Facebook. Right, we should be good. Should be. And then we can actually get the show on the road, because this is a nightmare. Gabriel, San Miguel, can you read me? Do you read me? And then hopefully we'll be with you. Yes, good. You can see and hear. Can you share this link everywhere? So this is the Hangout, which is slightly different, but still you'll all be able to use it. It'll be interesting. I'm going to tweet it. Right. We're being joined by many people. So we're going to have to do it like this on the Hangout, which will be interesting, but there is no other alternative because I need to figure out how to use my stuff again. Because it's been a long time. See, I can hear other people now, which will be fun. So I'm here for about an hour because there was a cry baby upstairs, not on her own, with my partner. So yeah, my time is slightly limited, but I'm trying to squeeze it in because it's been busy, as you can imagine, and I've been gone for ages and ages. About a year, pretty much a year, which is crazy. Yeah. So you can see, hear, and everything's alright. Excuse if anyone's at work. I know it's not the most convenient time for the Americans. No, sir. No idea if this is saving as a broadcast to YouTube, but meh. We're winging it today. You might be winging it.
Might be worth posting the link to the hangout.
Yes, may I speak to Ms. Jones?
Right, where am I
Yes,
posting
ma'am.
this?
Chelsea?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was speaking to somebody earlier today regarding an issue that was reported with the IVs, the IV bags. Was everything still working properly?
With what?
Okay.
Who knows? Right, I'm turning this down. This is crazy. This is double interactive, more interactive than ever before. Right, I'm posting it on Facebook.
Oh, that's just the sound.
I was going to talk about now, since this is slightly more interactive with other people around as well, it's going to be difficult. So I'll save a segment for, I don't know, in about 20 minutes or so, when everyone can kind of hang out and actually chat and stuff. But while everyone's kind of filtering in, I'll just talk stuff about what's been happening over the past year. Here it's currently 20 to 9. I was meant to start at 8, which is annoying, but since I haven't done this in such a long time, a hangout was the only way I could figure out still getting this done. So, and I didn't want to leave anyone hanging again because I've had the worst back pain, and I'm going to sound like I've got every excuse that exists, but honest to God, I could not get off my sofa on Thursday evening at all. So I postponed it again till today, and I was like, there's no way I cannot do something now after sitting for half an hour trying to figure out how to use the new YouTube live stuff. I don't know why they feel the need to change it every 2 weeks, but still. So I've done this one. But yeah, over the past year, I was pregnant and working full time, which is never great to then come home and do YouTube as well. So something had to give, and it was YouTube.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, and sadly, it's a bit of a juggling situation. I mean, I've got a 7-year-old son and now a 5-week-old daughter. So the baby berries, I'm forming a small army and planning to take over. But it's been.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been crazy. Let me tell you, making people is not an easy task. So I'm still losing the baby weight, but I don't care. I just had a massive curry. I'm not actively trying to lose any weight, to be honest.
Oh well. If you're going to not lose weight, at least curry's a good way to do it.
Yes, exactly. And I make a mean curry, so. But I'm not wargaming, I'm making food. And I've discovered white chocolate brownies, and they're the best thing of all time. And I can't eat any. I'm not allowed to make them. I've got issues. They're giving me issues. So yeah, my back's been killer.
Chocolate trifle. Oh.
Oh, stop it. I don't like cake, but I love those brownies, and I have to stop. It's a problem. So yeah, I've got a small baby upstairs who's occasionally making some noises, but she's very good for the most part. And I'm starting to get back into the swing of doing some hobby work again.
Hey,
But after all the end times, kind of demotivated.
I'll tell you what I'd like. More of the hobby horrors. You did something about, I think it was moulding lines. And you were losing it.
Yes.
Like that. I want that. That was so good.
They're a lot of fun. I'm going to redo a so to ease myself back into doing videos again, because it's a lot of editing work, and with even without being at work full time, obviously there's still a lot of every couple of hours feeding a baby, so it's difficult and editing takes forever. But I'm going to do another motivation video about getting motivation when you're also a parent, which is a whole other ball game, because you're kind of distracted by other things, like, you know, general washing up that you don't ever get to do anymore. And so I'm going to just do some new comical videos, as well as I think one on the Wood Elf series of books, and maybe talk about the end times. But all I'm hearing is how weird and crazy it is. I kind of don't want to. What's the point? It seems like they're getting rid of everything, or merging things. What are they doing? Just messing up with the whole dynamic of everything. Malifaux is also something that I've not done for a long time, and that's really been more of a hobby painting situation than getting back into the actual gaming itself, because I'm in West Sussex now because of work. I don't really have a massive gaming group to go to, nor the time to then do the tournaments and stuff. Although I do want to do some more events next year. I'm just going to read some of the questions. I had a 7-year-old question mark? Yes, I do. I've got a boy. 7-year-old boy. Kept that under wraps. Although, in fairness, I was pretty much focused on the topic of wargaming rather than the ins and outs of my crazy life. But yes, I've got a 7-year-old son and a 1-year-old daughter. So juggling all of that and doing videos has not been easy, but fun, obviously. What's the flying dot? I don't know, but I kind of love it. I think I can change colour.
It's definitely following your face.
It is. I can see it.
Oh, it's not like red eye protection, and it's just gotten confused and thinks that your right eye is your left eye.
I have no idea what it is.
Some mysterious eye.
I think it's allowing me to draw myself.
Oh, that's the best.
I don't know if it's gone now. Has it gone? Is it still there? Oh,
No,
it's gone. I got rid of it. Oh, what a shame. So, yeah, a whole bunch of crazy stuff's been happening. But everything's going pretty well. Work's going good. Home is good. Although, towards the end of my pregnancy, so after Christmas, I was going to kick up the videos again. And then I got evicted 2 months before, 8 weeks, yeah, 2 months before I was going to have a baby, which was inconvenient to say the least. So then I basically moved in a house at 9 months pregnant, which, yeah, I don't know how I've managed to do a lot of stuff, but I have, and now we're back, sort of. I'm not going to commit myself to any strict regime of videos, because in my prime, I was doing 3 videos a week, and now just can't. But still, back for this evening. Can I work these? And by these I mean questions. And I think the answer is no. Man, I'm a rookie. Ooh. The links. See, I'm just finding the section for the links. Disgraceful. So the link for the call is full, but the link to the video is here. So I'm posting that on Facebook, so we should be able to read some of the other comments, maybe. And I've got to mute myself. Oh. No idea if you've ever experienced the irritation of hearing your own voice, but oh, I can't do it anymore. So now I can read actual comments.
That app that plays you back half a second later so you can't talk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
But sometimes when there's feedback on a phone call and then you hear your own voice and you're like, oh God. So I'm truly sorry. Inviting the whole internet into the hangout might not have been the best idea. You're wrong, Gloom. Dready gaming? Wrong. This is the best idea I've ever had. Ever. And it was the only option. Right, tweeting the correct links everywhere. Good. Right. I can keep an eye on comments. Hopefully. Right? Right? Hi. Hangouts are amazing, especially when people don't know how to use them. Exactly. Fun. And that's me, and I'm running this one. Jesus Christ. So, question times are fine. We can go for that. I can answer questions. Thoughts on end times. So, I watched a video a while back when it was all kind of kicking off, and the books were coming out. And there's a girl at my work who's also really interested. So we've been having discussions about like how it works, and it's so goddamn confusing. What are they doing with everything? Everyone just dead. Everyone dying. Everyone being sacrificed for Nagash. I seriously don't know where it's going. But then I was thinking about what that means for the game. So if everything changes and armies merge together, and there's less of them, so I'm assuming they're trying to 40k it up a bit to make it more simple? I don't know. And then if that's the case, would people just still use 8th edition rules? Do people do that at tournaments, or is it typically once the editions change, that's it, whether you like it or not, you either just leave the hobby and just, you know, don't game if you don't want it, or can you just play the previous editions? Because I think that would be a lot more of a popular opinion if everything goes completely batshit, excuse my French. But it sounds insane, and I'm totally against any kind of merging of the elves. Fully against it. What elves are their own thing? Mine. Not mine, not just exclusively mine. So I'm going to see if there's any questions or comments of which I can respond to, because talking to yourself for an hour, kind of weird. Not that I am, and this is a hangout, so do interject if you fancy it. Welcome back, Brett, on the mini-me. Yeah, it will be nice making videos again. It is a difficult process, especially single-handedly, but worth it, and I need the, well, practice. Because if I can't even run another live show from YouTube, I'm out of the loop, I'm out of the game. Oh, it's nice to be sharing things again. Forgot my own process. Crazy. Let's see who's about. I think I've done the rookie mistake of not muting my own video again. Ooh. Pull your hangout show on the YouTube channel. Nice one. So, how have things been going with everyone here? It's been such a long time. Is Warhammer Fantasy still the most popular thing? Am I that out of the loop that it's not anymore? Well, I say most popular, when it's really been 40k. Of which leads me to my next topic. What are Harlequins? What? Was that a thing before? I didn't quite understand what was happening there. But I do love the look of them. Kind of, not facially, but I'm going to have a look at some now.
They're like the elvish equivalent of a vampire lord. They just sort of spin into combat and annihilate everything. They're quite cool.
Nice. So was this in previous editions? Are they completely new?
Oh no, they've been around for eons. I think the first time I saw Harlequins was 2nd edition, I think.
So what happened to them?
I think they just fell out of favour. It's a bit like Assassins and you know, some of the more obscure things like Necrons. They were in like 1st or 2nd edition, and then they dropped right out until maybe 4th edition. So you know, it's just one of those things. I think they weren't very popular because they were quite odd looking, and nowadays they're sort of reaching for those old characters that sort of worked well.
Yeah, they do look like they've had a good refinement to the models and stuff. But even the creepy picture on the art book and stuff, I like the look of them. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm not probably going to pick up 40k much as a game, but as some practice miniatures, I might just buy a couple of characters, just paint them for funsies because it looks awesome. Fiddly, what awesome. Who's this Phantom of the Opera guy? Whoa. Yeah, those look pretty impressive, but as for actually doing them myself, I'm not sure. Been around since the early 90s, says Miranda. Seriously. There's some crazy stuff. I started having a look at some of the previous things that they had in fantasy with their samurais. What cool things am I missing? Because I know fantasy used to have its own, or Games Workshop rather, made their own race in the 1st edition, right? And what were they called? I can't for the life of me remember, and I tried searching them. Oh, my sister just posted, or rather Facebooked me, that my other sister, and my son, who's currently there in the Easter holidays, want a shout out. So there's a shout out, which is really strange. Stop hijacking my show. They're not. They're fine. They listen to me talk to myself for hours. If I had to merge my Wood Elves with any other army, what would it be? I don't know. It would have to be something that would make sense, which to me would be lizard men, right? Well, in the natural sense of things, living in the natural world, and I don't know. I think they would have some common ground, if anything. I would like a peaceful alliance, not any of this like, this high elf crap, dark elves. No.
I think the Slan would argue with the elves over which way to use magic.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think they'd frown upon the Athel Lauren. Well, now not Athel Lauren, totally gone, which is kind of a blessing because it was crap. I'm not going to swear because now I know my son's on. But yeah, that was terrible. But now they've got high or dark magic and life and beast and all of that stuff. And they can't, and they've got the attributes of their own attribute. But it was very strange how that was, again, another thing. Because you'd think they've always had their own magic lore, and why now? Why change it now? It just seems peculiar. Or just refine some of the spells, because it sucks that quite a few of them are gone. Because Call of the Hunt, and that's a spell name that you need to say very carefully. that was actually really useful for me one time. One time it ever actually worked, and it saved my tree man, because you can charge in any direction, but there were some very specific rules. So I'm glad it's gone, but I wish that they would have done something slightly different than just use high or dark magic, because it kind of feels then like the wood elves are a bit irrelevant, and maybe they are, but not in my heart. Not in my heart. Love them. So yeah, I'd probably merge the wood elves and the lizards. It might be a bit frosty at first, but you know, I do like my lizards as well. Of which leads me on to my next topic, which is Game of Thrones is soon. So soon. Oh, I'm excited. Who else is excited? You all are, I can tell. I've got so many theories, and I know there's a couple of theories kicking around, and I won't spoil it, but I hope what I think should happen will happen, because it would be cool, but I don't know. And it's to do with Arya and Cersei. Anyone got any guesses as to what I think my theory would be? It's a weird one. I wonder if my sisters. Oh, apparently my partner and daughter are watching. So my son and sisters, my partner and daughter, this is basically a family occasion, and we're in the same house. She's upstairs. This is crazy. We might have a guest appearance for my the Joey baby. I was gonna get my partner was gonna make up a baby grow with my logo on it that said the Joey baby. I think I'm gonna do it, and she can only wear that. Branding. That's terrible, isn't it? You can't brand your child. You probably shouldn't. No Rimmer song today, but it's nice to see in the comments we've got Wargamer Girl and Templars Crusade, which is my main man Brian, my main wargaming guy. The best. I haven't seen these guys in ages, and especially with such a long hiatus, it'll be great to see people again. So, new wargaming events anywhere. What are the best ones? These are the things that I want to know, because I want to pick them very carefully as to where I want to go. Probably, if not this year, then next year. Are Blue Table Painting still doing Valhalla? So I'd be really up for that. Really up for it. Is my phone going off? It's my sister. We're watching you. Is that a winky face? Yes. In other news, Joey needs glasses. Strong ones. Can't see anything anymore. I sound like I've just gone through the wars. I mean, bear with me, 5 weeks ago I had a baby, which was crazy. Oh, just for some background information, my son was born on Valentine's Day. My birthday is the 16th of February, and I had my daughter on the 18th. So that's some excellent planning. No, I've fully lost birthdays now. I'm never getting them back, ever. But I've made my peace with it. I'm reading questions if there's any moments of silence. It's not awkward for me, but it might be awkward for you. Oh, congrats on the baby. I have my own little 8-week-old girl, and she's quite the time vampire. Yes! God. So this live show is titled Wargaming and Parenting, and that was really going to be one of the segments. So I was going to talk about parenting and time management when you've got such a already time sink of a hobby. End times and Game of Thrones. Of which, if you do have any theories on my Arya Cersei and what that would be, feel free to post it. I'm not going to confirm nor deny, but if you know, or if you think the same thing as me, I would appreciate. And please convince my sister, who should still be watching, who's now 18, to watch Game of Thrones, because she's put me onto a couple of shows, Utopia being one of them. So yeah, I'm trying to convince her that Game of Thrones is genuinely amazing. So parenting and time management is going to be the topic of a couple of videos over the next couple of months or so while I'm still on maternity leave, which is till June. Yes. So it's really difficult at the best of times, especially when I was doing full time. But when you have a child that is at the age that they are up every 3 hours, whether it's day or night, there's little bursts of time because they are asleep for a long time as babies that you can kind of do some sneaky stuff. For the most part, that is me cleaning the house. But I'm starting to get those longer periods where she's having more food, sleeping a bit longer. But essentially, if you're going to have a child or your wife is pregnant, for at least the first 3 months, you're pretty much out of hobby action. So deal with that first. Except if your older Beast of War Warren, he had a baby as well. And yeah, we're still pretty much knocking out the videos, but he's got a good team. Those guys are lovely. But yeah, it's very time consuming and more so for the ladies just by nature, not any sexist preference. Just because, you know, I want to spend lots of time with my daughter. I want to hold her. She's cute. And, you know, she's mostly just pretty cute. And it's difficult to find those few minutes, but I'm going to start to, because if I don't get some kind of routine for myself to think, oh, I've got a couple of moments in the afternoon, this break, I'm going to do some painting. So that's what I'm going to start doing. And if you do have children and you find it really difficult to find the time to do any hobby work, allocate yourself maybe once, twice, 3 times a lady in the week to just come up with, you know, if your child's in the sleeping age or a nap age, use that nap time to do some spraying out in the garden, because even if it's something little like that, that's still the first step into getting something done that's productive towards your hobby time. Because let's face it, for me, building's the most ball baggy task and I'm not a fan. But when you do, when I have built something and I've sprayed it outside, then it's the fun time that starts for me because I get to paint the model. So it's using the time that you've got properly if you're still serious about picking it up later on. So that's my initial advice. I'm still in the early stages of hobbying with a baby because I got into Warhammer when my son was about 4, of which he's pretty much able to occupy himself and loves doing stuff like Pokemon. So like with a DS, just going to edit a video or paint a miniature. And he gave it a good go. He painted a pretty nifty dwarf, some random colours, but he did all right. So yeah, there's that. If anyone else has got any parenting time management tips for hobby stuff, feel free to leave them in the comments, and excuse the weird start if you're just joining this video or you're not watching it live and you're watching it back later. Excuse the weird start because I'm just getting used to the hangout situation again. Everything changes so often. So I'm going to have a look at some of the comments and perhaps beckon down my lady baby, if you want to have a look. Army merging for Warhammer Fantasy doesn't make sense when 40k has been releasing new codex. Hand over fist. I know, right? But is that the plan? I mean, I've had a look at some of the rumours and watched. I watched one of the Beast of War videos last week, actually, about the end times and what it means for Warhammer, which was the title of the video. It's quite a good chat, actually. I recommend watching that if you're kind of intrigued. But that was from October, that video. So there's obviously a lot more that's come out and books, but I just don't understand why they would go. Why? I mean, what would they do if they? I mean, there was talk of them like cancelling armies. Would they just leave it and just stop selling them altogether? I don't know. I don't see the point in that. Is there a lady baby? She descends. Do you wanna see? She might make noise. You'll see her in a minute. Well, not you. My partner doesn't want to be on the camera. He's shy, bless him. I don't know. In there? There might be one in the kitchen. We're looking for a pacifier. She's getting a bit teethy, so best for them to chew. Babies are noisy. Very noisy. I can't assist you right now. She's fine with it. Are you one to play video games? If so, do you have any favourites? Oh no! There isn't, but there's one around, definitely. Excuse the weirdness. There's a child that requires some attention. Sure, there's not one in there. Not one in there. Then I can't help you. She's mad. She's angry. And has some powerful lungs. It's a good thing she wasn't over here. She would have blown your ears out. Yeah, so are you one to play video games? If so, do you have any favourites? I work for a game development studio, so yes, I love computer games. And I always have done. That's where the initial like for gaming came about. And essentially the beginnings of my like for tabletop gaming. Because I found it really antisocial, I moved a couple of counties over and I found, basically I played a lot of Warcraft, and it was quite antisocial and I wanted to actually make friends, and saw there was the Games Workshop store and there was the Giant's Lair in Plymouth, which has now moved to Bristol and is different, but those guys were awesome and I kind of started there, but that was a lot of fun and came from my love of computer games, which started with Doom and then Pokemon, Golden Sun, DS games, PlayStation and racing with my sister, and it was, you know, along those lines of things. But I love Zelda, Skyward Sword, one of my favourites, Warcraft, so it's going to be a secret love of mine. Halo, played that the other night with my sister, which was fun, and I've completed them all with my partner. Gonna give Tomb Raider a go, Dragon Age Inquisition, Skyrim. So I do spend a lot of time playing games as well, which is, you know, useful for work, kind of playing games and still staying refreshed. So it's with my life at the moment, it's very much juggling, you know, my love and interest in work, but also it's still a hobby of mine. So gaming in general, I just love it. As for an actual favourite, I don't know. I've got a collection of favourites, but console gaming, specifically the Xbox, is very new to me. So I'm mostly a PC gamer, and that's been me the entire time. Fallout as well, that's a huge favourite of mine. I love it. It's a great game. I kind of prefer Fallout to Skyrim. I don't know if that's... I don't know, they're pretty different, but I do prefer it. I love that game. I've spent hours and hours into it. I'm going to see if there's any more questions. I won't stay too long because I'm going to relieve my partner of a crying lady who's missing her mum. She is. Oh, Spud says, hey babes. Right. So is there a women-only Facebook group, the Women Wargamers? If you add me, sure. Yes, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Maybe it's a secret. It isn't, there is, but it's for ladies to talk lady stuff. Which is not a sexist thing, because we like to share our lady things. Haven't seen you in a while, missed your last stream since I was in hospital. Oh, why are you in hospital? Don't tell me. Tell me if you want. I'm sorry you're in hospital. I hope you're all right now. And the Rimmer song, the first line, and that's it, right? If you're in trouble, you will save the day. And that's all I'm singing, because I can't remember the rest, and I need to watch Red Dwarf again. You should check out Infinity. Maybe as a painting project, just for gaming and stuff. I wouldn't even know where to go. There's a small one which is a store that's down in Horsham where I am currently, that does some tabletop stuff, but I'm not sure on how much of a range of things that they actually have. So I'll give it a little while, but when I get back into the swing of things and when she's a bit older, I might give it a go and make it a family event, which is always great with tabletop stuff. Teaches some patience. Got ETC 2015, which goes back to my previous question of events, which is in Prague. Prague? Is it now? Interesting. I imagine they'll be starting with they'll start the event bidding for next year after the ETC this year. Is it in the summer still? Well, I'll look into that. I really enjoyed ETC. It was really fun, really fun. Adepticon is still good. Moved venue, I believe. Is it? What was that like? Because the Lombard and Weston was a really lovely place, so I'm intrigued on that one. I believe BTP is still doing Valhalla. Yes, that looks amazing. If none of you have heard of Valhalla before, type into Google BTP Valhalla and just look at the place that they were hosting it as. Oh, it looks amazing. Genuinely amazing. I have a 2-year-old, need to figure out how to get this grey plastic painted or something. Yep. As I say, naps. Use nap time. Get one job done at a time. And then use your evenings if you want just watching TV. And for painting, my advice for that is watch something that you really love to watch, but you've seen before, to paint to, because otherwise you're either watching or you're painting. You're not doing both. So once you're a little bit bored, you can still kind of go back into painting or watching. That's my tactic to kind of stay motivated and split my attention, so I'm not totally consumed. I need to be doing several things at once. So yeah, final question, so I can go see to my lady and let me know if there's anything you want to know. I might do another live show whenever I've got time, but hopefully a bit more regularly and during nap time. So my poor partner doesn't have to deal with it. Not it as in her, the situation of a cry baby that misses her mum. Aww. So yeah, it's been a fun show talking to myself and to others on occasion. But this should save, I think, so if anyone missed it, they should be able to catch it up with. And I might try and trim down the first 5-10 minutes of it of me just slightly talking to myself. Crazily. Just going to have a look at the comments. You should come to our Beastable boot camp when we do them. Eh? What's this? This sounds awesome. Oh, it's Greece for 2016 for the UTC. Interesting. I may go. To either. Prague sounds awesome. Where is it being held? Because I know when I went to the UTC in Poland, it was held in a school, and it was very peculiar, but also kind of awesome. And the 40k tent was a sweat box like I've never seen before. Are you ever go back to the UTC? Yes, but not to play. Probably to film though, maybe. And Evans, other 4-year-old girl, in the first year I still managed to get my geek on, and I had points where Isla last time was in the baby rocker chair and bouncing with one foot. Yeah, totally. It's all about how invested you are in both, and not neglectful of either. That's the trick. I'm getting another message from my colleague. And he asked me to the pub. Yes, I would love that. I love a good pub. Right, guys, I'm going to have to leave you be because my lady sounds a bit sad. But I've had a great time, and I'll be back shortly, probably in a couple of days, to be honest. If I've got some time, it'll be fine. I'll try and make them more regular. But as I say, no promises. I've got a bit of a crazy life. But if you do have any requests for topics you want me to talk about, and I will be doing a video on keeping motivated / time management, and hopefully stick to my own advice. So It's been great. Thank you for joining, and I'm sorry about the mess around time-wise. I'm full noobing this evening. So, bye to my sisters and my son. Bye to my partner and my daughter. And I'll see you guys very soon.